So I'm sure you've seen those videos that saying, hey, you want these awesome weapons in Call of Duty, all you have to do, download my app, get some free COD points by spending loads and loads of time, I'm sponsored by the company, all that rubbish, those stupid videos, those really clickbaity videos. I hate those so much. Anyway, this is not what this is about. When I say that, in this video that you can get a free epic weapon guaranteed, you can, and I know it's in Infinite Warfare. I know some people are going to be saying, oh, what's Infinite Warfare? I know. But today we're talking about how to get a free guaranteed epic weapon, which is, at least something. It gives you something to work towards. Basically, how you obtain it is it's all to do with contracts. You know about contracts, obviously, because of Black Ops 3. However, it's a bit different in Infinite Warfare. So, in Black Ops 3, every day you would get your challenge, and if you completed the challenge, you'd get 10 keys or crypto keys, whatever you want to call it. And it'd be something simple like 10 headshots or 100 kills or something like that. And that would be, you get 10 every day. Then, if you did the weekly contract, you'd get 30 crypto keys, as well as a contract for blackjack, but no one cares about that. Now, because you have the login bonus in Infinite Warfare, I thought they would never do contracts. However, contracts are here, so I'm going to be talking about them. And that we just out of the blue they came. Obviously, I think there were some bugs first, and what happened was they were taken out shortly after because they didn't work. So finally, they're out of the blue. It took them months to do leaderboards, but actually, contracts are here. That's good. Bit too late, too little too late, I think. But however, I definitely think people should actually check it out because I actually enjoyed doing these contracts. So what they are is you've got two contracts in the, if you go to the Quartermaster, they've changed the layout, obviously making the buy COD points button more exciting and more aesthetically pleasing. But along with that, they've added contracts, and you've got two contracts. You've got the at the moment, I think they're going to change, but we don't really know. On the left, you've got a JTF Wolverine one, and on the right, you've got a Joint Ops contract. So the left one gives you Mission Team XP, and it gives you 15,000 Mission Team XP towards JTF Wolverines. So that I found this very useful, and honestly, the challenges aren't that difficult. They're quite easy. Whereas in Black Ops 3, some of them were a bit more obscure, and I couldn't always get around to doing them. I didn't have enough time. Honestly, in these are quite easy. So that's the first one. The second one is the one you guys are going to be interested in. That's the epic weapon. So if you stay towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you what epic weapon I got. I'm going to be showing you in game and how useful it is. I quite enjoyed it. Very pleased. So yeah. So what you have to do is actually quite easy. You only have to get 125 kills with a weapon prototype, and that will give you an epic weapon bribe. Now, because this is a brand new feature, I'm sure they're showing off these easy contracts and whatnot. I feel like in a few weeks, months, whatever time, I assume they're going to be more difficult to come by. But at the moment, I think because it's brand new, they're making it a little bit easier. But at the moment, it's quite easy. So for the JTF Wolverine one, you have to call in 15 UAVs, counter UAVs, advanced UAVs, or drone packages. So that's quite nice range of things there. And on, like I said, on the right, if you get 125 kills with weapon prototypes, you'll unlock the contract, and you'll obviously get an epic weapon bribe, which is quite cool considering how difficult epics are to come by and stuff like that. A guaranteed one for that it's a lot better than Black Ops 3 in that sense. Obviously it's Infinite Warfare, I know, but having said that, I think it's still quite nice that they've put this in. I'm definitely pleased they put this in. Now, let's talk about how you go about earning it, and in terms of the best ways to go about it. So I've already mentioned what you have to do for the two contracts. The nice thing as well, also, like the mission team challenges, during game, if you can't remember what you're on or you want to track it, if you just press the pause menu on the screen, you can actually see what contracts are active and how many kills or whatever you need to get to finish the contract. So it actually tracks as you're doing it how you're doing with that challenge. So that's kind of a useful little tip as well. But yeah, let's talk about the two contracts. They you can do them sort of side by side. Now the problem in Infinite Warfare is the lobbies. Some of them, it depends what time of day you're on and what day of the week, but sometimes lobbies can be hard to join. But let's talk about the UAV one first, and then we'll talk about the epic one, and that's, I think, what you guys are most interested in. So stay tuned for that. Obviously you can check out later in the video if you want to. So I'll try and be as quick as possible. So for the UAV one, like I said, you can call in UAVs, counter UAVs, advanced UAVs, or drone packages, any of those, and you just have to call them in. So like, for example, with the drone package, you don't have to actually obtain what's in the package and use it. So if I just call in my drone package, for example, and then someone killed me before I could open it or use what was inside, that still counts towards it, and I checked that because that happened to me. So all you have to do is literally call it in. It doesn't matter if there's 1 second left of the match, just call it in, and yeah, that counts towards it. So let's talk about the game modes first, and then we'll talk about other things as well. So game modes, I kind of like TDM. Now there's variations of TDM, and I say TDM obviously because it's one of the most popular game modes, and to be honest, like I say, some of the lobbies are pretty empty, like ghost towns, so it sometimes can be difficult to find a lobby, but hopefully these contracts will make it a little bit more popular. So Hyper TDM, unfortunately, I think it's just not, by the time you're watching this video, it's probably not active anymore. That's what I used today, and it was very useful for getting this done, because obviously you earn your like specialist abilities, or not specialist, what do they call them, combat rigs abilities faster. I like Hyper TDM, it was quite quick, quite enjoyable, I like that game mode. However, I think it's currently not in rotation. What is in rotation is Cranked. So that can be alright one as well, depending on, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but generally, you know, maybe not the best for the score streak ones, but definitely it's a nice one to try out and see if it suits you. Now, so try going for things like TDM or Free for All or Kill Confirmed. You want game modes where it gives you a decent amount of score and you can earn it quickly. So, for example, if you're good in Free for All, then definitely check that out. You know, if you're good in TDM, then obviously check as well. But, you know, if you're not so good, perhaps try something like Kill Confirmed. You get a lot of points for getting tags and kills very quickly, and you want as many points as quickly as possible, as much score, to get the score streaks. Let's just say you've chosen your game mode. Let's just say one of those game modes, for example. But in terms of class, you want a class that you are really comfortable with. And I know that sounds quite lazy for me to just say something that broad. But, I mean, for example, I prefer SMGs for this kind of thing. You're up close with people. I mean, if you're better with assault rifles, then of course, something like the MV4, maybe the K-Bar, I don't know what kind of thing suits you. But for me, these two weapons is what I really liked. I liked the I don't even know, is it FHR40? And I got the epic variant of that. Also, if you don't like that one, there's the RPR Evo, but I'll talk about that in a second. Now, with the FHR40, I think I'll put a screenshot on the screen of the class setup. This is, you apply similar sort of setups to other SMGs or other weapons, but I went for the ELO sight, very good, clear. The grip obviously reduces recoil. The suppressor, you want to stay hidden, you're trying to go for score streaks, so try and stay off the radar, you know. Extended mags as well, obviously gives you more bullets, very useful. And perks, I went for dexterity. Obviously you can reload faster. Tracker, you can see where people are, generally helps you get more kills. Then you've got hardline, and that obviously means you can earn your score streaks faster. Now, generally what it should be is for every kill, if you were to earn 100 points normally for that kill, you'd earn 125, i.e. 25% extra, with hardline. It just means you have to get less kills, obviously. You make sure you go for a weapon prototype. Don't go for the base weapon. If you go for the base weapon, it won't count, because what you want to try and do is do the two contracts together at the same time, alright? So they overlap. So you can get kills, and then while you're getting those kills, which will go towards your prototype one, at the same time you can obviously try and go for those score streaks like UAVs, care packages and UAV, counter UAV, that kind of thing, and you can overlap them and try and earn them together. Now, what I suggest is obviously, I didn't mention score streaks, I apologise about that, I'll say that very quickly. So I recommend going for UAV, the care package and the counter UAV. Now, those three are quite low score-wise, and they're quite close together, so if you earn the UAV, very shortly after you'll earn the care package and the counter UAV. So there's no point going for the advanced UAV, it's quite a lot of score, don't take any risks, just go for those low streaks. Yeah, so these are quite easy to get, I got them a lot, and I don't even earn score streaks that often, I got these very quickly. So those are score streaks, the class, etc. In terms of the other class that I like, you know, you can go for whatever class you like, but I suggest also go, the RPR Evo is quite good. Now personally, I've got the Ripper variant from Ghosts. Do you remember that, guys? Now, I love that variant. It's very good, and I'm gonna. But you know, obviously, people might not have that. But I'll talk about variants in just a second. So, I went for obviously the Ripper variant, which is an epic. Then I went for Rifled Barrel. Obviously, extends the range. I went for extended mags. I went for grip. And then for perks, I went for dexterity, obviously you reload faster, and in perk 2, I went for tracker and hardline, again, for the same reasons as last time. Now, that's the setup, very similar to the FHR. What I like about those weapons, so I used the Windfall, which is an epic variant for the FHR, and I used the Ripper, RPR Evo. I just switched between the two. They're both good setups. Now, maybe you don't have an epic weapon, maybe you haven't played very much, or you know, maybe you haven't got many variants. It doesn't have to be an epic variant, it just has to be a variant. If you choose the base weapon, it won't count towards it, so you need to choose a variant of common or greater rarity. Now, what I would say is, if you don't have any good epic, you know, don't go for an epic of like a stupid sniper that you would never use just because it's epic. You want to choose a weapon that you're good with, and that obviously you get a decent prototype. Obviously you have to have a prototype for it, otherwise it won't count. What I suggest is, you know, even if you don't have an epic or, you know, a legendary, just go for something. If it's a rare or a common, sometimes they still have good benefits, and sometimes the common and rare ones can actually be better than the epic. So just choose a good variant that you've got. If not, have you got some salvage lying around? Can you craft a good one to help you out with this? Because it would definitely pay off, because once you do these contracts, you'll then get an epic weapon, you know. So perhaps if you've got some salvage lying around, craft a good variant you like. Like, for example, I've suggested these two, they're very good. But yeah, obviously it depends on your taste or whatever. In terms of combat rigs, I either went for the Warfighter, because he's got the claw, which is very good. You get lots of kills with that very quickly, so it's easy to get kills to get the UAV and the score streaks. But if you don't like that, you can also go for the Merc with the Steel Dragon. It's obviously like the laser beam thing. But what I really like about his is that you get the health regen boost, yeah, and you also get reactive armor, which is basically like kinetic armor. And so what that means is, obviously, you know, if you're close to score streaks, you can activate it, and that way you won't die as easily, so it's more likely for you to get your score streaks. Now, in terms of the other one, the getting 125 kills with a weapon prototype, most of it's actually been covered in this. However, I think you want to go for gamers that are more like free-for-all, possibly TDM if you can't find a lobby, but yeah, you really want to go for things like free-for-all, because that means you can get as many kills as quickly as possible. Now, I like hardcore free-for-all, and obviously you use the same class setup and stuff as I just suggested. However, if you can't find lobbies, then try and go for core free-for-all. If you still can't find lobbies, perhaps go TDM, something like that. But you just need to get lots of kills as quickly as possible, and that is a good way to do it. Once you've done that, you've got your game mode for the weapon prototype contract, you've got the setup. I would basically use the same thing, except of course note that for things like the combat rig, okay, if you've done your score streak contract, you've just got the weapon prototype one, obviously there's no point using the Warfighter claw, because those kills from the claw don't count towards the contract, because it says specifically you have to get the kills with a prototype, so that you can't use score streaks, you can't use equipment like C4, you have to use a weapon variant. You can't use the base weapon, you can't use any equipment, score streaks, anything like that. So yeah, that's it. And when you do that, you'll get the epic weapon, and you'll also get 15,000 mission team XP. Now, I'm going to quickly show you the epic weapon hack I got. I was very pleased with it. Almost bought this weapon. I'm glad I didn't, actually, with salvage. So I got the Reaver machete shotgun. Now, it's alright, you know, I'm not a mad fan of shotguns. However, I did see this, and I got wrecked with it a few times in multiplayer. And why it's good is because it's got, obviously it's an epic shotgun anyway, but it's got a bayonet kind of like knife on the front, and if you melee people with your gun, normally it only does, you get like a hit marker with it, and it doesn't fully kill them, you have to hit them twice with it. But with this, I'll show you a bit of gameplay. If you melee them with the gun, what will happen is you actually stab them with that knife, and they actually explode. It's quite cool. You know, lots of ghoul there. So that's quite a cool feature, and I like that. Yeah, no, so that's the epic variant I got. Let me know what epic variant you got. Do you like the contracts? What would you change? So let me know your thoughts on them. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.